Thank you all so much. Now, I have to ask, because I've been looking around, I've been asking people, is Ian Geddies in the audience tonight? Ian Geddies? No? Okay. I'm going to start off with a pair of songs, the second of which is a sea shanty and the first of which is about sea shanties. And it's a song from Ian Geddies of Massachusetts. He's a Scots refugee from Massachusetts, or maybe he's a Massachusetts Scot. A song about shanties and then a shanty. Now way back when I was a nipper, before them steam engines came along, great ships was drove by the power of the wind, sails blossomed aloft to the lilt of a song, anchors was heaved up by manpower, sometimes took half of the crew. There was songs for that capstan-work also, I, Jack Tar, knew a shanty or two. Now sometimes there might be a fiddle, or maybe a sailor lad pounding a drum, but you never did get the whole story, 'cause the singing would stop when the hauling was done. Then boxes for phonograph records, with a windlass clapped on at the side, replaced foo-foo bands in the forecastle, and the old sailor songs nearly died. For a while there were whole generations who never heard Ramzo or Blow the Man Down. You might sometimes hear drunken sailor, never knowing 'twas sung as the capstan went round. These days we're singing the shanties, they're twice as much fun as back then, 'cause we don't have to stamp round no capstan, and we sing 'em right up to the end. Yeah, these days we're singing the shanties, they're twice as much fun as back then, 'cause you don't have to stamp round no capstan, and we sing 'em right up to the end. Ian Geddies. Oh, that's far too high. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the chimbo now. Oh, Sally's a girl that I love dearly. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Sally's a girl I slice nearly. Bully down the chimbo now. So, help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley, bully down the chimbo now. I bought a silk, I bought a laces, way, hey, bully in the alley. Took her out to the finest places, bully down the chimbo now. So, help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley, way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley, bully down the chimbo now. 7 long years I courted Sally, way, hey, bully in the alley. All she did was dilly-dally, bully down the chimbo now. So, help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. and bully in the alley. Not exactly the most self-explanatory phrase in English language song. However, I will never forget that it was right here, actually, on the veranda of the youth training building, on a night about 12 or 14 years ago. I think it was Stan Hugel's last time here. And he was out on the veranda, smoking his pipe in the dark, and I happened to go past him, and I said to him, I said, Stan, if you got a minute, I need to ask you something. He said, what's that then, Tom? you know, I don't know if you know, but they used to have here, the staff used to have an annual Sound Like Stan Hugel competition, which is normally won by one of the female staff. So was that then, John? I said, I've been singing that song out of your book, Bully in the Alley. He said, oh yeah, great old pumping shanty that is. What about it? I said, well, what does it mean? He said, that's a very good question. He said, not very many people ask me that. He said, but, he says, got an interesting answer. He said, on a traditionally rigged ship, if the standing rigging is made of natural fibre, it tends to stretch. And if it's not kept tight, the mast will flop to one side or the other. Which is not really too much of a problem, except for the helmsman. Because the helmsman will be at the wheel and he'll be following his course, and he'll just have it nicely on his course, and suddenly the mast will flop to one side. Because the wind has changed, or the sea direction's changed. And suddenly, he's got to compensate for that. And he'll just get it back nicely on its course, and the mast will flop the other way. And he'll suddenly have to compensate for that. So he's sort of steering in the right direction, but he's only making an approximate course. At that point, the ship is said to be bully in the alley. I said, oh my God, I couldn't have worked that one out on my own. I said, but in your songbook, you've got in the chorus, help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. What's that all about? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? The sailor in the song spent too long in a tavern. And he's trying to get back to his ship. But he's only steering an approximate course. So he's calling for his mates to give him some help. I said, oh yeah, duh. I said, but the actual phrase, bully in the alley, I mean, is that a sort of mishearing of a foreign language phrase, or is it, where does that actually come from? Nobody knows! And you gotta know, if Stan Hugel didn't know.
Nobody knows.